Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to descale your DeLonghi Nespresso Espresso Machine. This is the Lattissima Plus. They still make this one. It looks a little bit different. This nozzle's a little bit different, but it's still pretty much the same machine. So is your descale light on? So you may not know what your descale light is, but in the manual it says if that light is flashing red, it's time to descale your machine. So this light right here, normally it's white, so I've got the power on. If this thing is flashing at you red, that means it's time to descale this. There's a heating element inside here. There's a tank that heats the water up, and it gets calcium deposits on it, and it can't heat the water as much as it could. So if your drinks aren't as hot as they should be, or if they're not tasting as good, or if that light's on, you're definitely going to want to descale. But you want to stay ahead of it. So if you use this machine a lot, you want to do it about every 3 to 4 or 5 months. Now you may be wondering why I got this Keurig descaling solution. So I looked online. The manual tells you to use Nespresso Descaling agent. Well, that's a little expensive. Even this Keurig is expensive, but they're exactly the same. They have the exact same ingredient. So they both have that citric acid. That works really well on these machines. Now, there's been some debate. People say, can you descale this with white vinegar? So if you've had the machine since new and you kind of know the descaling of it, you can do it with white vinegar if you've kind of kept up on it. But if you've got this machine secondhand, or if you're not sure how the descaling is on it, you might want to use this. I've seen in the reviews that people that use white vinegar for the first time, after a while, big chunks of calcium break off from the heating element, and they kind of block the machine and kind of ruin the machine from that point. So your safe bet is this is $20. White vinegar is a lot cheaper. It's about $1.50, but you wouldn't even need that much. But so, and you're not going to use all of this anyway, so this could work 2 or 3 times. So right now I'm recommending using the Keurig descaling solution. This one, like I said, it's just a little easier to find. I did find this at the Walmart store. But Nespresso does make a specific one for their machines, but it's the exact same ingredient as the Keurig. Okay, so the first thing, so this is the milk frother. We don't need the milk frother. We're not going to be using this. It's a good time to maybe deep clean this, but we're just going to set this off to the side. And we've got this little, hopefully you still got this little drawer here. It's going to open. This is your descaling nozzle. So you're going to put this in right here. That's going to act at, this has some kind of thing that it activates a micro switch in there. I know it's hard to believe, but it activates a micro switch and puts it in descaling mode. So when you put this in, I don't know if you can see it, but that light is flashing. That means it's in descaling mode. So when I take it out, it goes back to normal. So we're going to put it in. Next, make sure you don't have a cup in. You know, we're going to do this with an empty cup. You do have to make sure you have this tray in. You get quite a bit of water. So this tray that comes out is actually, it serves 2 purposes. It kind of holds stuff, but you're going to get a lot of water in there. So make sure that's installed. You can have it out. Just make sure it's in, because it's going to be easier if it is out like this. So then we're going to empty the water out of the reservoir. Okay, the manual says we're going to put 3.4 ounces in the Nespresso Descaling agent. So again, we're going to take this. I've got something that reads ounces. So it wants 3.4. Yeah, it's really hard to judge. Probably just go all the way up to 4. It's not much descaling agent, so we're going to go up to 4. So since you're not using very much, I would definitely do this more often. Okay, so we're just going to pour this descaling agent into the reservoir. So if you don't have something to measure, it comes up to about there, which is not very much at all. Now it says to add 16.9 ounces of water. So here I've got my ounce, 16.9 ounces. I'm going to dump this right where the water goes. So if you don't have anything to measure with, that's about how much you end up. It's a little bit over half. So what's going to happen is when we press this button, it's going to activate the descaling process. It's going to alternate. It's going to come out this nozzle, then this nozzle. So you got to have something under both nozzles. So there you go. Something's under both nozzles. All we do, again, this handle's down, no cup in. That's flashing at us. Make sure it's flashing at us, kind of like red or orange. And we're just going to press it. So when you press it, those go back and forth. It's going to send water out this one for a little bit, and then it's going to come out this one. And here it's coming out this one now. And this will continue until all that descaling agent is out. It's just going to continue going back and forth, back and forth. And it's kind of noisy when it's doing this, but at least you can do something else. It is kind of an automatic feature. So I can go do something and then come back here when it's done. Okay, so that only took about 15 minutes, which isn't that long in the scheme of things. So we're just going to throw this out. This is that descaling agent in water. Yeah, we definitely got some water down there, see. So I'm going to empty this too. Now the instructions say I'm going to take, so it emptied that out pretty well. I'm still going to take this over to the sink and clean it out with soap and water. Okay, so now I'm going to fill it up to the max line, which is fresh water. Again, this light is flashing still just because I've got this in. So then I got my empty containers. And it says now we've got to press this button again. And what it's going to do is going to do the same thing, alternate back and forth with just fresh water. This is going to be a fresh water rinse. So I'm going to time this and let you know how long this takes. So during the rinsing process, it's different than when it's descaling. It ran about half the tank through here, and now it's running the other half through here. It doesn't do the alternating, it just alternates one time. So you got to have some pretty large cups ready to go. And it's taking a lot quicker. I'm going to be done with this. I'll be done with this probably in about 5 minutes. So the rinsing is different than when it's descaling. When it descaled, it went back and forth several different times. So be ready. It ran half the tank through just this one side, and then now it's running the other half through this side. Okay, so it's all done. Like I said, it operates completely different during the rinse cycle. So be ready, because this one filled up really quick and I had to get another one in there. So now I'm ready to make espressos or coffees. I'm going to fill this up with fresh water. I've got it rinsed. We're ready to go. I'm going to throw this water away. Again, this thing fills up pretty quick, so I'm going to make sure that empty that. This looks really clean in here. I'm going to take this out now. See how that's still... Well, it stopped flashing, so... So maybe at the end of the process it stops flashing. Yeah. So now I can take this out. This thing is a pretty smart thing. It knows when the first time you push it, it's the descale, and it knows the second time you push it, it's the rinse cycle. So, and then at the end it goes off. So again, this stores in this little drawer right here. It goes like this. Close it. It's a really nice feature. And if I'm not going to be using it, I can just close that, or I can put my milk thing ready to go. So you can get this done in under 30 minutes if you've kind of done it a few times. Wow, this is really quick. Usually coffee makers, Keurigs, they can take a while, but I think under 30 minutes you can get this one done. So I hope this video helped. If you got any questions down below, I just followed I've got the manufacturer's instructions. I just followed them, and I'll try to help you if you got any questions. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.